Hi! Welcome to the Medieval Times. I'm your host, Annie Huckabee, and today I have a special treat for you. We have a knight right here. His name is Percival, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his job and his daily life as a knight.
Well, it's great to be here, Annie. Thank you so much for welcoming on to the Medieval Times.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. So, I'm just going to jump right into the political and ask you, what's the common religion of a knight, you would say?
I mean, usually it can differ between each stage. However, personally, I am Catholic, and it's just because I'm following the laws and the moral code of the church.
I hear that prayer is a very important part of being a knight. Is that true?
That is definitely true.
Okay. So, how does someone go about becoming a knight?
Well, firstly, a knight becomes a page, and then it goes on to the squire, and then it goes on to the knight. However, it can sometimes differ, but it's usually like that.
Okay, and how long would you really take to become a knight? Like in each stage, really, how long does it take that you would be a page and then be a squire?
Usually, we begin at 7 years old, the training, but it can differ from between 7 years old to 10 years old.
Wow, that's very young. What do you really do as a squire?
Train all day. Yes, definitely.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah,
really getting somebody to help work you out and all that kind of stuff.
Horses and swords and just battling it out all day on the field.
Wow. So, another political question: who can become a knight?
Well, mainly there are two ways anyone could become a knight, and the first one would be by obtaining land of some kind, just owning land as a wealthy landowner, I guess. And the second way, which is a very prestigious way, is being inducted into the knighthood, which I think every one of us knights would probably like to be.
Oh, so you weren't inducted?
No. So, I mean, I was, but it was on a later on process. But I think everyone really wants to be inducted at the beginning just to show how, great they are. Yeah, recruit.
Yeah. So, what about women?
That's a can't even speak today. That's a great question. The problem is that we don't really, in our field, see a lot of women. I mean, it's kind of a shame. We really want women to join the knighthood, but I don't think, I don't think they really feel accepted, and we're trying to give them, this little acceptance.
Like Joan of Arc?
Yeah.
Feminist knight, eh? Okay. So, what about the job conditions? What are the typical job conditions of a knight?
Well, for me, personally, I fight for my lord, who in turn will fight for their king. And a knight would probably get 40 days of service each year to the lord. And we may receive gifts or money, but then sometimes we may not receive anything at all.
Ooh, so sometimes you get the job perks, sometimes you don't.
Yes.
Okay, so how do knights spend a typical day? What's a typical day in the life of a knight like?
I can answer that in two segments. So weapons practice, so
swords.
Getting on swords, things like that, obtaining arms that day, things like that, but also especially prayer, because remember, we are of a certain religion and we have to abide by that religion.
Okay, cool. So what distinguishes a knight from aside from a normal person, or aside from a normal soldier even?
We still have the same backgrounds mainly, but at the same time we are a part of the upper class, so it kind of distinguishes us in that way in three parts actually: wealth, being Catholic, and having arms. So.
Wow. Okay, so my final question for you is really personal. I suppose this might be personal for every knight, but you can tell me, what is one of the most important beliefs to you?
Well, definitely the 10 Commandments altogether. However, the main one would probably be, thou shalt respect all weaknesses and shalt constitute thyself the defender of them.
Wow, I think that's something we can all take away from being a knight. Even if we aren't knights, or we aren't part of these huge orders, or we're not even part of the upper class, I think we can all take away that we should really respect other people and respect their weaknesses, and just learn that, from this order.
True.
Okay, well, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.